Perfect day for some baseball in the MOV. Eastern gets on the board first as Colin Coleman comes through with runners in scoring position with the RBI double. Wave him around. He'll cross. We'll jump to the seventh. Cats down 3-0. Caleb Wright lines one into center field to load the bases. And Waterford in back-to-back at-bats, drawing walks to bring in their first two runs. Counts all the same, and then Braun Doak up with 2 outs, drives in yet another Wildcats run with this single, and it is all tied up 3-3. Bases still loaded here. Henry Huffman draws yet another walk. That pushes across the go-ahead run. Now down one with a runner in scoring position. Coleman hits one that falls into shallow center, and the tying run will score. Clutch it there from Coleman. Now 2 men in scoring position coming up. Hunter Needs gonna send the ball right back up the middle for a walk-off single. How about it as Eastern picks up their second win of the season, 5-4.